It's incredible how quickly we can just go off the rails.
Oh, yeah. It's usually,
And I accept all responsibility for that.
Crazy Train?
Start that, by the way.
Hey, get in here. Dallas is about to start.
Welcome to the Ewing Barbecue. We are a Dallas rewatch podcast where we rewatch, this is actually really hard to say, we rewatch and review every single episode of Dallas one at a time. And we even play a Dallas drinking game to it, which you can find the rules at our website, ewingbbq.com. So welcome. Can we buy you a drink? My name is Mary.
Hush.
Melanie?
And Brad.
That's all 5 of us for the second week in a row.
Right.
2 weeks in a row. We're rocking and rolling.
Crazy.
5 episodes in 5 weeks. We are clicking.
And let the know I was number 3 on tonight. I was not late.
The records show I took the
was
blows
the
and
last
did
one.
it my way.
That's rare.
You were prepared, at least.
It was.
Except for the snack, but that's okay.
Well, we figured it out. We tell Sarah to be here an hour before she's supposed to be here. She makes it.
Anyway,
Tonight.
so this show is completely funded by its listeners through Patreon. For those who are helping fund us, we try to give extra content, outtake video interviews, archive of fun cast adjacent videos, a book club, etc., etc. Our current paid supporters are Brendan Phillip, Captain America, Harry Carver, Amy Hara, Brad Mulholland, Richard Lundberg, Marie Johnson, Corey Springhorn, Michael Jung, Jason Carter, Jennifer Indelicato, Laura Bernheim, Carl Reinsch, Anita Wren, and Kristen Carlano. Thank you so much.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
We got a message from our latest Patreon member, Richard from Sweden. He said, "You guys rock and love listening to you. Dallas is my absolute favorite show, and the work that you do make me relive the glory days of Dallas again. Keep kicking ass." We're going to try, Richard. Thank you.
Oh, yes, thank you.
And we also talked to our Patreon supporter, Michael Jung, this week because he is going to be at the South Fork Experience. And so we get to meet him in person. There's several other people that are going to the South Fork Experience too. So that's super exciting.
The usual crowd is assembling in the Twitch chat room. See, CC1278 and Lucas Knoll are here. Hello, everybody.
Yay!
Hello.
Welcome
I'm
to
just going to go ahead
Twitch chat.
and put it out there, guys. For everybody out there, I backed out of the trip. And for reasons. And next year, honestly, would be better. That's all I'm going to say.
We will see
There's a
you
lot
soon.
going on. Yes. So enjoy, have fun. Gosh, I want to see all the
Pictures
pictures.
and FaceTime
You
you.
can't overstuff your plates. Some things have to move off the plate until the next round. And that's just how it is.
We can just get a second plate.
A second plate.
Well, I was thinking of the buffet. Never mind.
Yes.
Ponderosa.
Extra
That too,
helpings.
Yes, but
Like
Extra
4 plates
helpings,
at the
always.
Ponderosa, you know.
Yeah.
for Dallas fans out there,
Two
Omri
fists in
Katz
it.
does say everybody have fun at South Fork.
Everybody froze.
He was going to try to record a video message for everyone down there, but got a little busy. But he hopes to be there next year. So rock on down there. And
Yeah, no,
if
he's
you-
doing Hocus Pocus.
this is his
Hocus
time of year.
Pocusing.
And
October's
if you
tough
do
for him.
want, to do the Salem event, it's just a bunch of Halloween. They are going to be doing it next year too. So plan ahead. It shall be in October next year. And next week we have a couple more podcasts up. We have Josh Harris was on last week.
Joshua Harris.
Joshua Harris.
Mm,
it's true.
Joshua.
That's right. Not to be confused with
bud.
myself or Henderson, who don't go by Josh.
Well, that's going to make it easier to
Yes, it is.
distinguish.
It's a
We
whole
had
different name.
William-
Hey, dog.
we had William
I'm just
Keck.
kidding.
We had William Keck, who is going to be the
Hey,
moderator.
dog. There you go. It took a second. I'm J
And William
Dog.
Keck, who's going to be the moderator of the panels on Mary and
And
I
he's
work.
super cool. I
William
didn't really
Keck.
know who he was before. And William
William
Keck,
Keck. Remember Keck's exclusives?
He moderated the panel in Burbank.
yeah. I
Oh.
didn't really, I'm sorry, William. I didn't know who you were before that. But he's a super cool guy.
And we have one coming up, probably the last in the series, as we're running out of time here.
We are running out of
Dorit J.
time.
Wilson, Josh Henderson, and Mario De La Casa were on talking about they're previewing the auction that's coming up and the concert. So
It's a
look
thing.
yes. So look for that.
I'm so
It's
sorry.
going to be a blast. Everybody's looking forward to different things, but that's probably my things, like the concert and the auction. I think that'll be cool. Great
We will
cause.
be down there. We'll be filming the panels and the concert, and I'll try to even film the auction too. I don't know how it's going to operate. But, if it's a silent, we'll see.
Josh
Get some
has a
sound from the
body
silent
cam.
auction.
And also, we'll be live streaming just like random things too. Like, we'll be live streaming, just our trips there. Sarah and I on Thursday are getting Dallas tattoos. So we will be streaming that.
Is this when my plane is still descending to the airport?
Yeah, what time is
are
that?
you-
I got to make sure I'm there in time to.
Our appointment's at like 3 p.m.
Land at 2:35. Are you going with them to the tattoo parlor?
Are you getting these in appropriate places?
My arm, I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm getting mine
Yes.
right here.
Okay.
By the way,
Are
that's what he
witnesses
meant
allowed?
that's what he meant by appropriate places in the group chat.
Appropriate place. On,
Right.
And this,
Did you notice that? When you
Yeah.
were like, I hope you're getting it in an appropriate place, and Mary, you were like, yeah, it looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, dude, he meant like on your body.
I thought you meant like the place wasn't like a trash place or
I
something.
thought you meant
You're
like is it a
totally getting a
CD,
back
like
alley
hole in the wall?
tattoo.
Yeah, right.
Confession, I actually have a non-professional tattoo from when I was like 17.
Is
Do
there,
you?
Did it get infected or
is
anything,
there
or
a
was
stick
it
and poke?
Oh, I got lucky.
Where is it?
could have
No.
had? You could have.
My right upper hip.
Okay.
Upper
You
hip.
could have. You could have had a botched tattoo, and it would have snuffed out your ability to have tattoos, just like that.
Yeah, I totally could have gotten Hep C. Don't recommend. Don't do stupid shit like that. I was 17.
Something over it, like to like.
Ha-
I
so-
actually did, and it's been so long that it faded. It's like the cover up is
This one.
like 21 years old.
ever since they started saying
Get it.
Hep-
Just
I'm sorry.
touched up.
The tattoo itself is 21 years old. The touch up
Oh.
is 18 years old.
ever since they started saying Hep C, it sounds so much like Pepsi. Now I can't think of a Pepsi without thinking about hepatitis.
I'll have a Hep C.
That's weird.
That's weird.
That's weird.
See better than Coke.
I'll have a Diet Hep C.
Yeah, Coke all the way. Coke all the way.
Wild Bill's root beer. Wild Bill's.
Cocaine.
Wild Bill's.
Okay.
Do you like cocaine or Hep C?
Oh, that
See.
Really though.
Cocaine, please.
Okay, we're sidetracked again.
so the event is next
Expect
week.
anything
We are
else?
Yeah.
exactly 10 days away from the event.
I will be on a plane exactly a week from now, heading there because I get there Wednesday night.
Today's Tuesday.
At like 5:40 a.m.
Okay, I will be on a plane exactly a week and one day. I'm getting confused by my days constantly. I don't know why.
Arlene
obviously
Tilton
something
has a thriller coming up during the holiday season. It's a Christmas thriller,
Yes.
sinister character. It's called Final Recovery, and
Write it down.
plays a
Sister
nurse.
character?
She plays a sinister nurse at a nurse doctor at a recovery facility that has some unorthodox methods, and it is the first time that her daughter Cherish is going to be on screen with her in a role. And Cherish did contribute 7 songs to the film, so
Oh,
you can look at they just picked up distribution.
we haven't even started yet, and I need a refill. I'm sorry.
Do it.
The 20th through like the 29th or so, I believe, Priscilla Presley is on a fan cruise, so she's not at South Fork. And then she is in Rhode Island at the Comic-Con convention the following weekend with another Dallas alum from the new series, Lee Majors. So that is that.
But what did Melanie say before she got up? Did she say her uterus just dropped?
Yeah. Yeah. She's going to be a minute.
Yeah,
No,
that's
she
the
said she
U.
needed to refill her drink.
She said the U.
No, she said she needed
No.
to refill her drink. Refilling
Yeah,
her
she had to
drink.
Pull your
Damn.
mind out of the toilet, Sarah. Okay, thank you.
The female reproductive organ.
I'm
Dude.
familiar with that.
Getting an education here.
Wait,
I
Day
came out
before
of
you got up.
I came out of one, believe it or not.
I
I
s-
wasn't I wasn't
It
hatched
said-
like an orc.
We haven't even started yet, and I already need a refill. I'll be right back. And I got up.
From that, I have no
My mother,
idea.
I'm sorry.
No, I thought you said I've got to get up. My uterus just dropped. I swear to you. And I was like, what the fuck? You didn't even laugh.
That's a
So I was
normal
like,
thing
maybe
to
she meant she
assume
pissed
someone might
herself.
say.
I don't know. More shenanigans to come. Jesus. Live feed a
I'll
lot of
let you
stuff.
know
And this
in
shit.
about. I'll let you know if that starts happening in about 40 years. Until then,
Even funnier
She
is
picks-
if you were
as she
there
picks the
and we
boobs up off the
accidentally
floor
got an
because
elevator
they've
with a famous
dropped.
person again and somebody accidentally had a body cam on.
Oh my God.
That was so funny. I said, no,
God, that was funny.
Bringing my body cam with me. I
Alright.
use it in
Dare
Salem.
me.
yeah, so everybody watch out for Josh. He's going to have a body.
He's just filming his own body.
Just in case.
Jenna Stowe has also joined us in the chat room. Hello.
Okay, Barry Corbin celebrates his 84th birthday on the 15th, which is tomorrow since we're recording on the 15th.
Okay.
Christopher Stone. Oh, I should pull him up on my phone here on the calendar. Christopher Stone died on October 20th, 1995. So that anniversary is coming up. Stone, he played Dave Stratton. Dr. Herbert Stiles and Richard McIntyre. John Anderson was born October 20th, 1922. I'm sure he's dead at this point.
Yes.
Who
Probably.
played Hans Zaremba, who played Dr. Harlan Danvers, was born on October 22nd, 1908. So he's definitely dead. Lawrence Haddon, who played Franklin Horner, and on Knots Landing, the evil Dr. Mitch Ackerman, who stole Valeen's babies. Friday, October 25th, 1922. Well, it wasn't a Friday that year. But David Healy, who played Senator Harbin and Chick Harvard, died October 25th, 1995. That's Halloween. We have the 102nd anniversary of Barbara Bel Geddes' birth.
That's right.
We,
Halloween.
which is the day River Phoenix died of a drug overdose outside the Viper Room, and his brother Leaf had to call 911, and that phone call was on.
Leaf.
Bears.
Joaquin?
Leaf.
Joaquin.
It was Leaf.
It was actually always Joaquin, but he was trying to go by Leaf to make it a little more palatable.
They cared.
Anyhow.
43 days till my birthday.
Which means it's 43 days to Josh's birth.
All right. Oh, I guess we'll get right into the episode. All right. Tonight, we are talking about Season 7, Episode 5, Episode 136 of the series, The Quality of Mercy.
Goodbye, I'll see you again. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
I gotta compliment you on your devastating charm, my dear. No one is safe.
What does that mean?
He may have told you he came here to see John Rawls. But if I've ever seen a young man with a crush, he is it.
You're a very nice man.
I'd like nothing more than to spend my life making you happy.
Ewing Oil, South Fork should be yours. And I'm gonna get him for you.
When Pamela and I were separated, I still thought of her as my wife. I was sure we were going to get back together. Now I see I've lost her and Christopher forever.
A little over dramatic there, Bobby.
It was a little bit, yeah.
Is that an egg salad sandwich that JR was eating?
Maybe. Could be. It was written by Leonard Katzman, directed by Nick Havinga, aired October 28th, 1983. And on that date, the #1 song in the U.S. was Islands in the Stream by Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton.
It's in the
The UK was Karma Chameleon by Culture Club still. The #1 film in the U.S., and I think it's only for this week, was Richard Pryor, Here and Now.
The stand-up special?
I believe so, yeah.
Million.
Born on this day, Joe Thomas, an English actor and screenwriter. Barrett Jack, former NBA point guard known for his leadership on the court.
Sports ball.
It is sports ball. Ao Noro, a Japanese actress and singer. Died today was Otto Mesmer, American animator and screenwriter who was born in 1892 in Dallas.
On Dallas.
1892.
He died that day.
Oh,
This
yeah.
episode dropped from 2 to 5 in the ratings. And the home that Pam used was actually once owned by Stanley Marcus, one of the co-founders of Neiman Marcus.
And see.
Let's see.
And if you notice in this episode, there's a man named Russell Slater, played by Jack Collins. He also was famous for playing Michael Brady's boss on the Brady Bunch, Mr. Phillips.
I'm just kidding.
He's the one that was going to take them out on the boat when Cindy and Carol had to have their tonsils out.
Oh.
He's got 80 credits on IMDb.
Answered the
Lots of
phone and thought it was Mike calling, and she said, "I don't want to go. I'm looking forward to going on your broken down barnacle barge," or something like that. And he offended the boss. So.
Uh-oh. Also, this is Timothy Patrick Murphy's last episode. And just wanted to give a little tribute to him because he unfortunately did not have like Mickey, he did not have a very long life. He was born November 3rd, 1959, and he died December 6th, 1988, from complications from the AIDS epidemic. He was an American actor, perhaps best known for his role as Mickey Trotter. He started his acting career as an adolescent in several television commercials, and from there he went on to act in the 1978 miniseries Centennial. Other than his role on Dallas, he spent more than a year playing a young con man on the CBS daytime soap opera Search for Tomorrow, and also had a regular role on the short-lived 1984 ABC primetime drama Glitter. In addition to this, he appeared in episodes of the television shows Quincy, M.E., Chips, Teachers Only, Hotel, The Love Boat, and Hunter. He appeared in the 1981 film The Bushido Blade. One of Murphy's most substantial roles was the 1984 feature film Sam's Son, the film biography of the early life of actor Michael Landon, which he played the character of Gene Orowitz, the young Landon. In 1984, he won the Best Young Artist Award for Best Young Actor in a TV series for his work on The Love Boat. Murphy was gay and was in a committed relationship with actor Mark Patton, who you may know from A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. And he also made a documentary about his life a few years ago called Scream Queen, which he actually talks a lot about Timothy Patrick Murphy. And he died of AIDS on December 6, 1988 in Sherman Oaks, California, age 29, and was buried at the Forest Lawn Hollywood Hills Cemetery in LA. His tombstone says, "It's a wonderful life." His younger brother, Patrick Sean Murphy, who was born in 1965, was killed in the North Tower of the World Trade Center during the attacks of September 11th, 2001. He was 36 years old. So, R.I.P. Mickey, R.I.P.
Interesting that you mentioned, Centennial. That's also the miniseries that Richard Kelton was. Yeah, he was filming when he
was just Googling that to confirm.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He died on the set of that. Yeah.
Died during from
carbon monoxide poisoning.
Carbon monoxide in his trailer, right?
Yeah. In his trailer. Yeah. And it was before his episode of Dallas aired.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
Another tie in there.
Dang.
Trying to confirm that on IMDb.
Yeah, I knew that. I was trying to find the name of the guy who replaced Richard Kelton, but that's not, I guess, necessarily going off the tracks. Because I think he was in, I think it might have been Morgan Paul from Blade Runner. But anyway.
Oh, wow. Awesome. So we open on Ewing Oil.
Very long establishing shot of the building.
It really is.
It's a very long opening scene.
I thought that the screen had frozen at one point. I got up and I was about to start.
We want you to know we are at Ewing Oil. So basically, Bobby's being told that he's losing the competition.
He wants the reports so they can make that final determination.
Right.
And it's depressing news. Of course it is. Phyllis is sitting there absorbing it all. And what's his name leaves? Martin, I guess. He leaves and Bobby's like, "Phyllis, can you make me a drink?" And my first thought was, make your own damn drink. But then he was like,
two.
Yeah. But then he was like, and make yourself one too if you want. And it's like, okay, halfway to redemption.
I mean, she does work for
True. But
But I feel like he should be offering that
come on.
More of
anytime.
an
Hours,
executive
though,
secretary.
he should
Not,
be offering
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
Deb Trinelli's
Yes.
looking great in the scene, by the way.
Yes.
Like,
And I love
bam.
her dress in this scene.
Yes.
It's so cool.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hair, the dress, everything. She looks great.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then she's like consoling him about the divorce. And it's like, is she passively making a play or is she just being a good secretary here?
Sweet,
It's like,
but it is a
is
little
she
bit.
like
Yeah. But
shooting her little shot here?
Then
Then
she
she
mentions
mentions your
her
boyfriend.
boyfriend, and it's like, oh, well, now we want to know about that. Like, what about your boyfriend?
Right.
What's
Yeah, what's up
we
with
need
that?
a whole other show.
It's just like a genuine sidekick, I think.
Yeah. She's a
Yeah.
girl-
Though I do think she had a little.
A little.
Well,
I think
we
she
know-
had a crush on Bobby.
She
You know,
makes eyes.
Connie did.
Gal
Yeah.
Friday.
All the secretaries, they always hint at that. They always, that's the
Mhm.
producers or the director, whatever, just always throwing that in there.
Right.
Adds to the
But-
mystique of the men of the show, I guess. Like, these women
Wait.
find JR
At the
or
same
Bobby
time, like-
attractive.
Phyllis had
Don't
depth
you?
in this scene.
Yes.
She did. Yeah.
Like she was more than just like a one-dimensional character. I was like, my God, she has a personality. She has feelings.
We know that she can't cook, which,
She and Lucy can hang out together and burn toast and stroganoff.
yeah. Me too.
It's so, my God, I think it's a big contrast to JR and Sue Ellen's divorce. Like, Bobby's being vulnerable and it's different. And then he tells Phyllis he went to a diner in Braddock to be around normies.
I know.
Not the hot
He just wanted to be
biscuit.
around people.
Oh, yeah.
But
Hot biscuit.
that's so real, right? Like, he wanted to be around people. Like, and that just,
Right.
that hit, right? Like, I can
did.
understand that. Like, you're depressed, you're upset, something in your life has changed, and you just need to
That-
be around people.
Yeah,
Alone. You're
because
alone, but you're
I
around
had a
people.
If you're
friend
alone, you're just
who was
gonna think
getting
about it,
divorced and
think
he was
about it,
doing the
think about it.
same thing. Just went like sat in restaurants and like watched people. And I was like, so maybe that's just
Watching them make hamburgers and pancakes. I want to know who's eating pancakes at night because I like that idea. Pancakes at
Anyone
night
who
with
goes
some-
to Waffle House, Josh, or IHOP,
I
It's
always
dinner. any
pancakes are a total night
Yeah,
dinner
Waffle
thing.
House.
24-hour, oh,
Yeah.
24-hour
I've
diner.
never been
Yeah.
to a Waffle House. Do they still have International House of Pancakes around?
Yeah, right there.
I have to come this
And then
way to
there's
go to
the
Waffle
smaller
House,
chain.
but they're always open.
Original House of Pancakes, which I prefer. They're so good.
Absolutely.
Remember all the
Yeah.
little syrups at the table? You had the boysenberry and the blueberry syrup and the strawberry.
I don't know if you can beat
There's
the
something-
Shoney's breakfast bar, though.
Something I figured out
Shoney's.
about living in the South, though.
Needs anymore.
Waffle House. If Waffle House is closed, you need to evacuate.
I just heard about this last night when we
100%.
were watching this week's episode of
They are always open.
John on HBO.
Oliver?
Oliver, thank you. That he was having that is a litmus test for if you need
Yeah.
to actually be worried is Waffle House.
Apparently, Waffle House has their own, like, storm center team.
Well,
They track
right,
that
because
shit.
they realized that if they were the only ones open and everyone else is closed, they make a shit ton of money. So they will literally put their employees in danger to make money.
Like Disney World
Sucks.
did with their employees that they would not let go.
Yeah, well,
Cast members.
my friend's daughter
there's
is
gotta be
working
hazard
there
pay
right
for
now,
that, though.
and she was freaking out.
Let them go just in time to sit in the dangerous storm to try to get home.
That's criminal.
They shouldn't have even opened that day. They should have kept everybody in their hotels and
Right.
had them play games and things in the lobby like they do. And I digress.
Anyway, let me see. Notes.
Hear me out,
Yeah.
though.
And
Amber,
then
a
we got to
cheeseburger,
South Park.
cheeseburger with pancake buns.
Why?
I have heard of the burger with the glazed Krispy Kreme donut bun.
There you go.
I feel like that'd be too sweet, though.
Might be. It might be.
Now
You
put
know,
a little-
with the beef, I think it's a little too
Maybe sausage. Maybe like a breakfast sandwich. Wait, isn't
breakfast sandwich.
That's
Don't they
literally
griddle?
McGriddle. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, yeah,
It is.
And I just something about having that together. I'm like,
Go pour another drink, Melanie.
Another
You
one,
know how long it's been since I've had a McGriddle, Brad? Like 20 years. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I haven't had one in a long time
I've
either.
never had one.
You're not missing much.
Sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin. That's my go-to.
At my camp in Maine, one of the breakfasts is they were breakfast sausage that were coated in pancake batter, cooked, almost like a breakfast corn dog.
The name for those. It's not pigs in a blanket. I know what you mean, though. Pancake batter with sauce. Yeah, those are really
Okay.
good.
They were
Puppy and a
really good.
pancake.
You
That's what we
dip
call
them in a
them.
little maple syrup.
Puppy and a
Get the maple sausage.
Have a nice
I think we're all
New
hungry.
Hampshire maple syrup that
Breakfast for dinner.
this
Syrup
was
in your
given
room?
to Kathy Podwell at TerrorCon by somebody, and she couldn't put it in her
Oh,
suitcase.
gotcha. Okay. So it's like a
So
Got
So
it.
you
she
stole it from her.
Randomly.
Keep
Oh,
random
she was
syrup
handed it to
around,
me and
too.
said, "Here's another birthday present for you."
Here's some stuff I got sitting around the room here.
Pinky's
some
got
juggling
maple,
balls.
Vermont maple syrup in his room.
Syrup.
Hampshire. This one's New Hampshire.
So we get to South Fork, and a sad Lucy pulls in.
And okay, we need more of this between Sue Ellen and Lucy.
Yeah, this is great. This is a
Yeah.
great moment.
Great, because Sue Ellen's like, my God, Sue Ellen has depth and she has feelings, and she's like, hey, you're my niece. We've never been close, but I'd like to be here now because this sucks, basically. And she's like, just talk if you need to talk. And Lucy's like, okay.
It's a complete 180 from her yelling at her in the hospital about causing the accident.
Yeah.
Just
You know what?
weird.
I just had a realization. I think that's why I'm starting to why I like these seasons the best is because we're actually getting like developed characters from a lot of like women, and they're like having conversations together, and they're not just like fighting. I
Novel
just
idea.
realized that.
This is almost like it's almost cathartic for both Sue Ellen and Lucy in a way because of how mad she was.
Yeah.
And now she's like, well, yeah, technically, Sue Ellen did cause the accident because she was drunk, but
Right.
they
But-
were also at the same time collateral damage. And I think that may have alleviated some of Lucy's anger.
I think so. Yeah.
And she knows that Sue Ellen, who is sober now and cleaned up, she shows genuine remorse, I think.
Yeah, she's off the sauce if she's willing to. She wants to be a better person
Yeah.
to
Right,
other
she's
people.
trying.
And that's,
Is this
Paying
the
it
first time
forward.
we've seen
It's a
her
good
at South Fork
replacement.
since the fire? I think
yeah, she moved back in.
most of her scenes were in the hospital, so,
Lucy, yeah.
or at Ray's house when they were having dinner talking about Mickey's condition. But that was actually at the end of
I guess we better go back and rewatch them all again.
But Lucy's having doubts.
Right. And she's feeling super guilty that she's having doubts.
I mean, honestly, even if Mickey weren't in that hospital bed, isn't that kind of a normal thing? Especially for somebody who's been married and divorced, I guess.
Yes, but I think it's the thing where she's kind of where, her paralyzed fiance was like, maybe we shouldn't get married. And it made her feel relieved that she was like, I'm a terrible person. Like, I'm supposed to be there for him.
The
And
pressure's off that way. But I
Right.
understand there's a ton of guilt too.
right. And, but I think, and I feel like Sue Ellen is kind of projecting here because she was like,
Ellen is always projecting, even when she's trying to help.
I mean, that's very true. But I know she's definitely seeing like the Dusty situation here where she's like, it doesn't matter. Like if you get to be with the person you love, it doesn't
didn't-
matter.
I didn't even think of Dusty. What the hell? Because it was more like I
Oh, it's
focused
so
on
similar.
the end when she was like, oh yeah, all Ewing women have bad luck. Like that's what really, I didn't even think about Dusty. God, shame.
See,
Which is a
Says-
weird thing because like she's not a woman or a Ewing woman by blood, like she's by marriage. So it's
Ewing
weird.
women, Ewing wives. Bleh. Like,
Yeah.
if you marry into
Like
the family,
the family's just cursed.
the family is cursed. Yes. Even Donna, we can consider Donna a Ewing woman too.
That's true. Yeah.
No, Sue Ellen does because she said something about it once. I remember.
he's only a half breed. He's a
Yeah.
kid.
I just gave away a spoiler. That doesn't happen for a couple more seasons.
Well,
Oops. Anyway.
Sure.
Anyway.
It could have slid under if we didn't go. Oops, spoiler. But people might not have.
Sorry, Mary, would you like to edit that out?
I don't even think I'm going to beep it because I don't think it really has any plot points or anything. And it's not like it's fine.
Didn't even say much.
Anyway, so Ellen just tries to make her feel better and not to worry and whatnot.
Just very nice and maternal and aunt-like of her, honestly.
Right. Yeah. Goes to Ellen.
Interesting that Lucy talked about her relief, when Mickey said that he couldn't marry her. And I guess that's sort of a natural feeling sometimes with that loss.
Right. Right.
Do you
Pressure's off, exactly.
have trouble picturing her long term playing caretaker just based on her history.
Well, we know that's not going to happen because,
Right, but
like that wouldn't be
things
much of a
happen.
show. So well, no, I'm saying not looking ahead, just thinking it through where you kind of put yourself in a corner story-wise. So either he has to die or he has to get better. So,
Or it's Lucy Ewing. She hires
Yeah.
a nurse.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, she's not going to be actually taking care of him. She would.
have help.
Yeah.
She's not doing all the dirty work herself.
Live-in caretakers, that sort of thing.
Or any of the dirty work herself.
Like
Yeah.
she hired him, not to compare the two, but like she couldn't even take care of the apartment. She hired a maid to take care of the apartment, and that's not caring for a person. So we have
And
some
then we
nice-
go to Ewing Oil, where Punk has come to see Bobby.
Just put Punk, Takapa, Will, because that's like what the whole conversation
I know
was
there's a
about.
lot of Will stuff.
Will.
we have some nice comments in our Twitch. I'm just looking.
I forgot to look. I'm sorry, Twitch people.
I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm trying to respond
Okay.
when I
Cool. So
Uh,
he basically comes to say like, "Hey, Mavis and I feel awful that you guys are getting divorced.
Yep.
Like, that's a bummer."
And he's just like, he wants to console him, but he's also twisting a bit there.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
okay, we'll move on. I don't need everybody coming to me and being like, "I'm sorry about that."
Right. And then they talk about Mama, and she's like, Takapa, and he's like, "Should we go visit her?" And he's like, "No." And then he basically, when JR comes in, he says, "Hey, we're preparing for the final audit that's going to be in like 7 to 10 days in Harv's office. But since you guys, if you're serious about working together, this will just be a formality.
JR
But have
can't-
your books in order either way."
and JR can't wait.
Yeah,
He's
right.
giddy.
JR, why can't you wait?
Yeah.
Something we don't know.
And then we cut to Dallas Memorial. Mickey is being fed by a nurse, and he is feeling really, really bad for himself today.
It's a bad day for me.
It's a bad day.
It's a terrible day.
He's decided he doesn't
Right.
want Lucy to visit anymore. He wants all this to end. He's saying all these things. He's increasingly despondent. It's a sad scene, like because they've always kind of like moved it towards humor. They start off like this, and it moves towards a little bit of humor to put the audience's fears at rest. I guess I don't know, but yeah, now we're like, what's going to happen here? Is he really going to just fade off onto the
Yeah.
Fed his soup.
I don't know
It's not in a good
what's going
place.
on in his head right now.
He wishes he
Well, he's
could move with
everything.
him.
everything. He's mourning for the life he thought he was going to have, and now a lot of things would have to change for him. Like, that's not going to happen. And I think even if you have I've had injuries that affect me for the rest of my life, and even as small as that is, like, I don't have full feeling in my finger. I had a whole period where I mourned for that. Like, my life is not going to be the same as it would have been. And so I can only imagine, you don't have these to your hands. That definitely changes everything.
Hands, the legs, you're just flat in a
Any
bed.
kind of
They got to flip you over. It's
any
just
kind of disability like that, or living in chronic pain.
Yeah.
It's
a mourning period.
Yeah, I have a
Same.
bad spot in my neck from a car wreck when I was a teenager. It still bothers me 22 plus years later.
Everybody list your injuries.
Yeah, let's list them all.
That's right.
They're all
Right.
mine. And it's it would be
I have
nice.
this rash.
It'd be nice to
Never mind.
wow, there is no comparison to that. Wow, you're comparing a wow, never mind. Never mind.
My
It was a
left
joke.
thumb
It
doesn't
was
bend
a joke.
backwards like my right.
Way.
So yeah, so he's mourning that, and he has a right to. He has a right to, in my opinion. And then we cut to John Ross in his new room.
This Rangers
How about them Cowboys?
pennant on the wall and all that sports stuff up there.
Yeah. And John Ross tells JR that he's being bullied at camp.
JR wants to get that bully taken care of and probably even
Peter.
driven out of state.
Peter, talk to the boy,
Peter,
the older boy. Peter
Yeah,
is
Peter's
always
a
solidifying
Mom
his.
boss though. Who does that? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have the kid kicked out of Dallas. Really?
he's going to wake up with a horse's head in his bed.
They do overdo it a little bit there sometimes.
So he gets he's just starting to get miffed by Peter, because Peter has been there for John Ross and he took care of the problem. by
So
actually just
jealous
talking to
of
the kid.
him.
His
He's just
Speedo
getting-
and crop top.
Yeah, he's getting jealous. He's like, you come to me with your problems.
It's the power of the bulge.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, it's
Yes.
Tunder's work.
Penis.
Yeah,
Think about
because it is.
It's a
Yeah.
no-pro.
it is.
Doing dick jokes again? We did that last week.
Yeah, we do it. We do it every week. Every week.
Sarah's
Yeah,
very quiet in the
Balls.
corner, and then all of a sudden we hear, it sounds like a penis.
it's Peter though. I mean, it's in his name.
Peter's,
I mean,
Peter,
Or
Penis
my
scum.
And
dirty.
what is JR going to do about this? What is he going to, like hire a
Gotta-
hooker and have him seduce the dad of this other boy and then get some pictures? And I mean, that's his go-to, right?
Sarah, why don't you throw on a Speedo and have a Speedo off with Peter and see who's
I'm going to
Whip
take a
'em out,
hard
boys.
pass on
Let's
that
measure
one,
'em.
Josh.
Speedo
Measure 'em.
off. Fastest in their banana hammock.
And then then JR goes off on this whole thing about how, he's going to kick his uncle Bobby out of Southwark and Ewing Oil, and it's just going to be him and John Ross and blah, blah, blah. And John Ross is just kind of like,
Yeah. Like,
What
cool
are you
nighttime
talking about?
story. Bedtime story,
Okay.
Dad.
right.
bad wolf blew the house down.
Like,
so
I
anyway,
don't
my
think this-
problem.
Uncle Bobby went away with the 3 little pigs.
I don't think this is like in the Dr. Spock book. I don't think he'd recommend this.
Nice.
He's explaining to
Captain
the
Hook.
audience what his real plan is, I guess. There, but yeah, it's funny.
That's
Like,
true.
like
It's a
he's,
bit of exposition
yeah,
for us.
but
Right.
yeah.
And it's
To
always,
remind us his
it's-
plan.
it's
John
always
Ross.
done
Okay.
as the children
Okay.
as the sounding board.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're not
But
going to
now
repeat it.
now the children are beginning to speak back. He's like, what do you think about it? And he's just like, okay, that sounds good.
That's good.
Do you know any other bedtime stories, Dad? I don't like that one.
The 3 little pigs next time.
Can I
I
have
don't
some
know.
grapes? Can I have some macaroni
night,
and
Moon.
cheese?
Dallas bedtime
Daddy,
stories.
what?
Brought to you by.
Let me tell you
What'd
about
she
the
do that?
story that I hung out a lot with your Aunt Kristen.
That's a
Daddy,
great
Daddy,
idea.
and the
Somebody needs to
bull,
write
right
that up.
down
We'll read
there.
it for the Patreon.
Hey, what cousin Ray, Uncle Ray and cousin Lucy doing in the barn? Why
Yeah.
was-
Take all the key episodes and just turn them into bedtime stories, and we'll read them
Right.
real,
Yes. Oh
real
my God.
softly. Like
That would be like little
For me to do
pictures.
that.
Oh
Yes.
my God. Holy shit. That's such a good idea. Okay. Then we have Cliff and Afton come to see Pam, who's packing.
She's got all those boxes going. Now that she's divorced, she can actually leave the hotel. I guess she had to stay in the hotel while she was divorced because she didn't know where she was going.
She didn't know what she was doing to the last second. So she didn't know where she was going.
I noticed Catherine is not there to help her pack.
Catherine is not there. But what I did notice, and is it just me, or do Afton's titties look way bigger in this scene than normal?
I would not have noticed.
There's been a lot of
Bullshit.
titty discussion
Yes.
today.
Everything? No.
Maybe that's why I noticed because they're on my mind. But like the shirt she's wearing, I should have taken a screen
We're
capture of it
always
because
on my
it has these
mind.
it's yellow and it has all these little balls on it, and 2 of the balls are like right where her nips would be. So it just kind of
Dirty the entire
Straight wide
thing.
jumps
I'm
out.
up to go look now.
1278 said the girl is packing.
Packing titters.
She's
Later,
packing and
Orange
Afton's
Stash will be
packing, and
packing.
so is
A
Peter.
lot of packing on this show.
Normally, whatever. But this, I think it was just the outfit. I was just like, hey, Afton, what's
Still have last week's swimsuit on them.
Yeah, there you go.
But Catherine is only doing divorce advice. She's not doing any helping with packing now. So she's
Yeah,
nowhere.
her job's done.
Yes. She's sitting at home
with Pam.
by the phone waiting for somebody to call.
Yeah.
she's pining for her knight in shining armor.
Mm-hmm.
His
And
time
Paul-
to work.
Of course, here's Cliff. He wants Pam to come work with him.
Mm-hmm.
Come work in the office and be an oil lady. And, that's his path to his one true love, Mr. Pornstack.
And she's just like, I don't know anything about the oil business.
No.
That's ridiculous. And he's like, oh, you know about like PR and stuff. Like, that's really important. You could help us with that. And she's like,
To
oh,
help
so it's
you-
funny when he said when she says that didn't stop Cliff. He didn't know anything.
Yeah.
You did a great job sending the McLeish brothers to Bobby and taking it right away from me.
Right.
She makes it clear that if she does do it, she does not want there to be a continuation of the feud.
Yeah.
And Cliff says the Ewings are the furthest thing from his mind. And I believed him.
Till
I
the next
believed
scene.
what he said. I'm thinking Cliff has turned the corner here. And damn it, it's the very next scene.
Then we cut to a pool scene where there's a lot of this panning of gratuitous like crotches, and
there are
being rubbed on
there are a lot
people
of
and
very
boobs
attractive people at this apartment pool. Yes,
Apartment pool.
in the middle of the day.
I've never seen this many people buy
No.
like an apartment pool in my life.
No,
and they're like titties and crotches and suntan lotion being rubbed all over the backs.
Second porn stash. I saw that. He's getting oil rubbed on him. Yes. If you were in this scene and you hear this, please call us. We want to talk. We want to know about being an extra on Dallas.
Yes, I would love that.
That glistening body lube to oil you up in front of the camera. Just
And
to
we're
make
like,
you
And I
why
smile.
is this
believe
happening?
He called the extras on Dallas Atmosphere. I remember that from the book.
And I'm thinking while we're looking at this, why are we seeing this? What is happening? Where
Right.
are we? For one thing,
Where are we?
Who are we going to come upon?
And then it's Sly? And you're like, Sly? What?
Whoa.
Outside the office?
Looking as good as she ever has.
Quite a nice bathing suit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, and then Cliff walks up to her and she's like, Mr. Barnes? Fuck.
Yeah.
What?
How'd you get in
What
here?
are you doing here?
Yeah. You just broke
You know
into the
somebody in the
apartment
building?
complex? Well,
Just you.
you know that has to have a security code.
Right. So then he's like he's trying to act so suave. He's just like, hey, so how's your brother Steve doing? She's like,
Sylvia.
she's like, what? How do you know about Steve? And then he's like, oh, yeah, I remember from when I was, he was a prosecutor. Is that what he was?
District attorney, wasn't he?
District attorney. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. And basically, long story short, he threatens to
I put your brother away, but I can get him out.
right. It's a weird like bribe/threaten for her to be his spy.
How
Which is
convenient
weird
that
because
there's
I have a brother
that's-
named Steve, and I'd be like, "Do you have anything else on the table?" Because his ass can stay in jail.
Eh,
So seriously, if he's in jail, he needs to learn a lesson. I don't care about him getting out.
4 hours, right?
Did we find out what Steve did to get in jail?
Breaking and entering.
right?
I think you said breaking and
Breaking and
entering.
entering.
Yeah, they mentioned
Okay.
Bad boy.
I'm like, okay, if my brother's in jail, there's a fucking reason that he's there. I'm sorry.
And Cliff's like, you do
Excuse
something
me.
for me and I can help you out. And her response is wonderful.
You're on
like-
timeout.
She's,
You stay in jail. You sit in the corner and think about what you did.
what did she say? She said, it might be sick afterwards, but let's go upstairs and get it over. Because she thinks he wants to fuck her for her brother's freedom.
He goes,
Yeah.
well, that's not a bad idea, but no, I get something else.
do it.
I know. And he's like, I mean, why didn't
And
you
he
pivot there, Cliff?
laughs
But
at
no,
that.
he
He's
really,
just like,
he really
I'm
wants
on your
secrets.
Come on,
and he's just like, oh God, no, I don't want that. Like, come on.
You
not a
man.
bad idea, but I don't want that. Okay.
Weird, but even Cliff Barnes knew not to use a woman like that.
And that's saying something.
Yeah, the bar is that low.
So he wants it. He's gonna have her think about it. Let him know.
Well, someone else is pissed off.
Yeah.
He is
Lucy.
sleeping in his bed, and
Lucy is pissed.
that door slams.
Mhm.
Isn't door.
How dare you? Is all I can hear over and over.
Mhm.
But she's right to be pissed. She really is.
Yeah.
Totally
You tell
justified.
Ray to tell me to stay away. I'm not going to stay away. This is how it's going to be, whether you like it or not. Blah 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 blah.
And it makes him feel better to know that. So
Maybe they will have their happy ending after all. Oh,
Pam is
queuing up.
moving into her new
That's it.
house with cornstarch.
Not with porn stash, but porn stash is there.
That's true. Cornstarch isn't actually helping.
Speaking of
Oh,
packing,
And he says it's time for her to have a man around the house, and it should be him.
why
So
doesn't
porn
he carry her
stash
box
needs to
into the house?
Slow his roll, because then the words marry you, come out next.
Right.
It was like a deer in headlights.
Yeah, she's like, literally, the ink is not dried on my divorce decree. Like, what are you talking about?
Still has plenty of her. She still has to unpack all of her boxes in the house.
She had, like, literally and metaphorically, she has a lot of boxes to unpack. She girl needs some me time, I think, between.
He's not wasting any time because he wants to pack them.
It's very, very Mark Grayson to just bludgeon her with this, like,
Yeah.
You're
It is.
moving? Like, let me come over here and tell you I wanted to marry you. Again.
Right. And say, like, this place is nice, I guess, but, like, wouldn't it be nicer if we
Yeah.
moved to, like, the Riviera, if we moved to blah, blah, blah?
It's like,
Aspen,
I can't
Palm
because
Beach.
Bobby's here and I want him to see Christopher. Like, I can't go. And he's like, oh yeah, of course not. But
Yeah, but, it does, as long as we're together, we'll be happy. And she
Christopher.
says,
Christopher
you're
the
very
cockroach.
nice,
and then they're saved by the
very
honk-honk
nice man.
coming up the driveway.
Oh my gosh. And then it's
It's
all
a
the
freaking-
ladies from the store.
It's the entire staff of the store.
Yes.
So
Yes.
We
send-
saw Pam's order and they just showed up unannounced by the van full and we're like, hey, party time.
All these
We know
girls
you're
show
moving
up
in,
in
but-
car.
Where did Pam give all these girlfriends? Like, where have they been all of these
She's
years?
Never had friends. What is going
Oh.
on here?
who's minding the store? Is it Liz Craig or is she too busy on Hill Street Blues?
Yeah, she's out of the
Hill
picture
Street
right now.
Blues.
Didn't
Yeah,
she go
she got-
marry, what's his name? Didn't she
Yeah,
go
she
off
moved
with
on to a different situation.
Harrison, what's his name? The boss of the owner of the store.
Harrison Page?
Didn't she get involved with him?
I think
some
she
point?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's sleeping her way to the top in a different show.
In fact, JR was finagling with Harrison Page to get Liz Craig out of there so that Pam would have more responsibility to screw up.
That's
the marriage.
right.
She'd have to spend more time with
Because
Alex.
Bobby had a problem with his wife working.
That's
Yes.
not why she had no girlfriends. He probably wouldn't let her
And
have
then-
any.
Probably. Peter comes in his half shirt to South Fork uninvited.
Like, what the fuck?
He just shows up.
Just showing up to
weird.
somebody's house?
New drinking game idea. Anytime he's in a crop top or a Speedo, people have to drink.
Shit. Okay, I'll add it, but we're going to be wasted.
Might need a new liver after this season, folks.
Oh, this is weird. This is weird of Peter. I also, a couple minutes in, because Sue Ellen and Peter like start talking, and she's like, what are you doing out here? And he's like, well, sometimes it helps me to see, the child in their natural environment, blah, 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 blah. And I don't know. I'm not really buying it. But Sue Ellen's like, not really catching on.
You think she's not?
Maybe there's a little bit of flattery there.
It's a little
I think she's picking
slow
up
to
on
the
it.
game.
I think she's trying to figure out what's happening, is what.
Hmm.
Because she's really interested in his love life, and I want to know why. And is it because she's trying to be like, hey, girls your own age? Or because he can take it? I can see where he can take that as like, you want to know about my love life.
Yes, that's exactly what he's thinking. She wants to know because she's interested. And I think it's just Sue Ellen being Sue Ellen right now.
Yeah, she's showing an
Probably.
interest in what she thinks he might be interested in. He's a young man. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on in your life?
But he has a huge crush. And of
JR
course,
is
so
watching the whole thing from the balcony.
super creepy.
And I love watching him squirm.
Yeah, because he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it
Doesn't
at
like
all.
it at all. And you know what he usually does when some guy shows an interest in Sue Ellen? He teases her about it.
That's
But he
true.
goes
Try
so
to
far
make
to-
her feel like bad about it, like weird.
Yeah. So,
Awkward.
he's like taking that all in up on the balcony. You can tell he's annoyed, but, and Sue Ellen looks on as John Ross and I wanted to say Christopher. Technically, yes, I wouldn't be right. Yes, Adkins go in the pool.
Yeah, let me
and
take off
JR's
this
like,
half a shirt fast.
Pull it
Yeah.
off in
Jumps
slow
right
motion
in.
and
JR's
look
like,
up my pectoral.
Mhm.
like he's always lurking. He's always watching. Always.
Yep.
Always watching. Creepy motherfucker.
The balcony is a great place to.
Yeah, they would think that they'd see him, though. It's right there. You'd think that, but whatever. They weren't
We're
paying attention.
realizing that this is a Saturday, which is why I got
yeah.
because Sly was at the
Or in
pool
Bob-
and
Right, yeah.
Or in Bobby's case, it's a sad day because
Oh my God. Eeyore.
this is such a depressing scene.
Yes.
It's
Poor
a
Bobby.
movie theater
Walks
goes
out of
to
a
movies.
children's
Children's
matinee,
movie.
with all these kids and they're all having a great time.
which
That
I
is
looked
him
it up.
missing Christopher.
Little Miss Circus.
Sim-
PG, not a real movie.
Would somebody be a grown adult without children at a children's movie? Wouldn't that be a little creepy?
I don't
You're
know.
a Bob-
Maybe I don't-
You're a dad who just got divorced and you're only seeing your son on the weekends. Maybe it was a movie you had taken him to a few times that he liked.
The other parents that are there with their
I don't know.
children don't.
It's the
Realize
80s.
the
I don't think
situation.
anybody had that and thought that
movie
then.
theaters had like 300 seats back then. So like
Bobby's
Should-
trying to kill time.
Yeah.
Back then in a movie theater.
I don't know about
really
that.
good.
83?
Those were
Yeah.
the days.
Nobody
I don't remember
thought
ever
about any of
smoking
that
in a
shit back
theater.
then.
You cannot
You
go
know?
to
Little.
a
I did,
crowded
I mean, I
movie house
tried.
and yell
We couldn't
fire.
go because of that.
Really?
My mom was
don't
allergic
remember-
to cigarette smoke.
I don't remember that. I
You
remember
can't go.
ballparks, like going to the baseball game, yes, but not the movie theater.
See 1278 that said, I think it turns JR on when other men hit on Sue Ellen.
I think you're right.
Oh, absolutely.
Kind of. Well,
Absolutely.
right, because it gets him like competitive, and
Yeah.
then he's like, "Oh no, she's
Mhm.
mine."
Yeah.
It's not unlike when Larry was on Nip Tuck and his character could not perform, so he had his wife with one of the doctors from McNamara Troy through in front of him. So
That's
that
hot one,
called
right?
being a cuck. I don't know where it came from. I just know that. I'm sorry.
All right.
Bobby's wandering. He's lost. What will become of his
The
life
more you know.
without his
Yeah.
wife
No,
and his
yeah.
child? And
He's sad.
It is bold of Bobby to always leave the top down in that convertible. I will say, as a convertible owner myself now.
it's a
Well,
bird craps in it.
it's only been sitting there for about 3 minutes.
It doesn't matter. I mean, even when he gets in the car when he's in front of Ewing Oil, pulls up
Yeah.
and he hops out and he leaves the top down. I'm just like, dude, live in the South. What happens in the afternoon if you leave your top down or your moonroof open? Ooh, surprise storm. Ah, don't do it.
Not to mention
Is
the
Texas a
possibility.
rainy place? I don't know.
I feel like afternoon thunderstorms tend to creep up on you more in the South than they did when I lived up north, but I'm not
Ugh.
sure how it is in Texas.
You
You think
watch the
so?
weather, it still is like spotty,
Yeah,
but
they
you don't
just
know if
spot
you're
out
the
of nowhere.
spotty part.
That happened to me in Ohio when I was on a job.
It'll
Literally-
get dark really fast out here, and it's like, what the fuck? And you look at the radar, and it's like, where did this come from?
It happened to me in Ohio during a sports shoot. There was nothing on the radar. All of a sudden, a thunderstorm comes up, and they had to clear 12 fields of people from a lacrosse tournament.
Wait, you guys aren't used to this? Welcome to the
Not to
Midwest.
mention that,
Tornado Alley? No. We are
that
not.
birds could crap in your car, and if someone could just steal anything out of their car.
I'll
Theft.
take my
Well,
chances
Well,
with tornadoes over hurricanes or earthquakes.
none of the above.
Had a
Away.
hurricane and an earthquake at the same time when I was in California.
So this is the thing about Michigan. We don't really have any of that shit.
Okay.
We don't
You
have,
have
we don't
rain.
have
You have
bugs that want
thunderstorms.
to eat you. We have thunderstorms, but it's nothing really just, it's not going to usually destroy your house.
Save ourselves for the
Eat you?
We
winter
don't have
and the
bugs that want to
snowstorm.
eat you, snakes
Oh.
that want to eat you. We don't have any of that.
The above in Alabama.
But it was in Maine, too.
You do have those oversized yellow jackets that are moving up into Massachusetts now that are more
Mhm.
aggressive and deadly.
I'm in drugs.
Ones that they were supposedly in Washington in 2020. I never saw one, thank God.
Being surrounded by those big lakes kind of helps me.
Big lakes, yeah, that's true. 22% of the Earth's fresh water.
And again, we flash forward to winter, and it's quite the snow bed, right?
Oh, yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't mind snow.
I like the snow. Too bad we don't
Don't
get
mind
it in
snow.
Boston anymore.
Knocked over my trash can. Okay,
Oh,
so
Pam's
there's an
housewarming party.
impromptu.
What are you all doing there?
Everything's falling over,
Earthquake!
so
including my food. Okay, keep going.
no,
going.
terrible. Okay, so we cut back to Pam's house, and I kind of like this shot where it goes from one group talking, and then it follows the women over to where Pam and Jackie are, and Pam's like, "Hey, Jackie, are you happy at the store? Do you want a job?" No.
Cliff is getting a little Woody in the background there, thinking about, oh my God, Pam's going to come to work at the store. I mean, at the office. Pam's going to come to work at the office.
I like the shot too because it's like all this booze is flowing. Like, where did that come? Did they show up with that? Was it in the boxes? It's like all of a sudden we have all this champagne.
On Saturday.
Yes.
Hey, moving party.
Immaculate booze. It just appeared out of nowhere.
And the glasses and all that, they came prepared, I guess. So
and it's also kind of a Ewing household or a early 80s household, and didn't y'all have full bars back then?
He hasn't even unpacked.
That's television.
Every to rip open all the boxes.
Yeah, you haven't. Well,
or is it your house?
Most of that stuff you unpack first.
I had a wet bar downstairs in our house.
It was probably still somewhat furnished from Rebecca when she was living there.
Maybe it was Rebecca's.
Probably.
Put all her stuff away.
Definitely. By the way, I think that's kind of cool. Like, she didn't get a whole lot of time with her mom, but she can kind of like carry on the legacy with the house.
All the possessions that her mother left behind are now hers. Sure. Glassware. It's China.
It's where she gets to be, she starts getting even more bougie.
Pam went from working stiff to a bougie girl.
The Cliff is thrilled to know that Pam is going to come work and he's going to bring Mark with him. And Afton is sick of his business shit all the fucking time, and she lets him know about it.
She really is.
Like, can you just enjoy the moment?
He's like, no, we can be unstoppable, all four of us. And she's just like, fuck.
This is the yin and the yang.
Move my shit in and just.
This is the back and forth and comparing and contrasting. Pam with all these people, her life is not lonely at the moment, and Bobby cut back to him, and he's lonely, checking in to Ewing Oil and talking to the security
Bobby is wandering
guard.
aimlessly through life still.
He just wants to be with Christopher, and Pam is not with Christopher.
Bobby's working for the weekend, but his heart just isn't in it.
Yeah.
Where's Christopher? Is it Louise?
Probably. Yeah, he goes to work. He's like, he's just looking for something to do. He's like putzing around his office.
Makes a very, very bad judgment call and dials a number.
Somebody to dinner.
Ask somebody to dinner, and I know who it is even before the camera pans to that person. I wrote, Jesus fuck, no, rebuke, abort. And then sure enough.
Oh, I'd love to.
There she is.
Anytime.
I thought he was calling up Luke and his father.
Conniving bitch.
Like how she's lit like a villain. Like it's
really
dark with just her eyes, like she's Jason Voorhees.
Ava Queen.
It's working. My vagina's tingling. Has taken me to dinner.
It's moist.
We're talking about Catherine? Okay.
Yeah. Yes, we are. Yeah, we're talking about Catherine.
So, yeah, like she's just sitting fully dressed in full makeup on the bed.
She's just been waiting there for like a week.
The Black Widow. Waiting to strike.
Waiting to answer the phone. She has no life except to pursue Bobby.
She is in the middle of an obsession right now. Which I know this is called limerence when you're obsessed with a person. New word of the day.
What's her TV reporting career going?
Yes. Actually, I believe Mary and I had we've got a DOA on deck somewhere out there, and we talked about limerence in one of the episodes. Yeah. And Sarah, that's something we've got to pull you in on too, that we've been wanting to do for a while.
I know a little bit about.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Some limericks.
Limericks.
I'm the man from the Nantucket. No, never mind. No,
not that
Stick
one.
with so long you can suck it.
Clean show.
With a grin as he wipes off his chin.
Oh, okay. So Peter and Swellen are getting to know each other on the patio. He's telling her how much she relates to children.
With Peter.
But I feel like that's not helping its cause. He's like, no, I really relate to children. And it's like, yeah, because you're not that much older than them.
Relate to children in your big bulgy Speedo outfits. When all the other
I really thought Peter was older. I thought he was a grad student, but he's not.
I like the way Swellen says mature instead of mature.
That's a Linda Gray thing.
My grandmother says mature.
Yes, she made that mistake. She tells him
Yeah.
she thinks he's mature.
But yeah, and you can just see him.
He's
He's just like, oh my
You
God.
like,
do,
oh, yeah?
you?
Oh my God.
I know
She
I
thinks
have
I'm
a
mature.
boner.
Got a
Ooh.
chub.
Because he just
Chub.
like stares. He,
Work in the movies. Let's see if it works.
Worked with Brooke Shields on that island. Come on, let's see. And she was my cousin in that movie.
And now he can't stand up.
Need a trapper keeper to cover up my boner. Excuse me.
And then she starts asking about
Keeper.
his
That's
personal
funny.
romantic life. And this is when, like, I think she's trying to, like, steer it towards, like, hey, girls your age. And he's just like, I'm not really interested in girls my age. And blah, blah, blah. Just awkward.
Marsha Brady interested in the dentist, like an older man.
When as soon as he says he finds girls his age boring, JR, who's been eavesdropping, is like, okay, now it's time to cut in.
Mhm.
I gotta cut this.
Oh. And Peter's like, oh, hey, sir. The time, I gotta go.
Boy, time to
The
go.
time.
At the time, where's that trapper keeper? I gotta slide on
Yeah,
out
I
of here.
gotta.
He takes off, and JR's like, gotta hand it to you, Sue Ellen. You, you got away with the young ones there. And she's like, whatever. And he's like, nah, he's got a crush on you. Hey.
And Ross, go upstairs and get ready for that haircut.
And she's just like, actually like realizing it. And she's just
Yeah.
like, oh,
Now
like
she's
she
thinking.
is really flattered. She's like, oh, really?
We're throwing
Okay.
some breadcrumbs out there now. Oh, yeah.
And then we cut to the hospital. Lucy's telling Ray and Aunt Lil just how well Mickey is now and how his spirits are up.
No, he flatlines.
Oh yeah. So like all the hospital staff comes rushing in. The doc goes in the room for not
Code blue.
even 35 seconds.
Right.
I should have timed it. He
Yeah.
walks in the room, he walks out of the room, and then they're like, and he's like, oh, he had a cardiac arrest and he's in a coma again. Like for 35
Like,
seconds?
What?
You know
Why?
that
And
much?
he's
What?
like, I don't know. Obviously you
Are
don't
you
know.
a med student? Are you an intern?
And then Lucy just like looks down and she's like, this is why we can't have nice things.
There was a lack of intensity, I thought, here. Like, yeah, they all go running in there, but yeah.
Dr. Mitchell
I
Cooper would have done a better job and spent more time trying
really thought maybe there would have been a little bit more
A little more.
being
Yeah.
about, like if that happens in a show nowadays, now you guys watch the doc, I'm sure some of you watch the doctor shows, you know, there's a little bit more to it, but the writers
Mhm.
didn't really know how to explain anything in medical terms, so it's just
Right.
he had a heart attack and now he's in a coma.
But
Yeah.
there's a point
Oh,
later
okay.
later in the series where somebody flatlines and they're all just standing around and they just come in, they just shut the thing off, and that's the end.
Uh-huh.
They
You're
did-
like,
A little more effort, please.
Yeah, they didn't have the consultants that they have now when they do these shows.
right.
We go a week later.
Yeah,
Time jump.
commercial break, and now it's a week later.
Let's do the time warp again.
We're back in the hospital. Mickey is still in a coma on the machines. And we find out a blood clot caused his cardiac arrest.
Oh.
Somebody
And-
looked up in a encyclopedia, you know, what causes
Right,
heart
yeah.
attacks. Like, oh, blood clot. Okay, cool. Write
That
that
Yeah,
in
well,
there.
that's- say-
Britannica?
Put that in there.
And the doctor's just like, yeah, he's probably not going to get better. But I don't know. He's in a coma like indefinitely. Like don't worry about it.
We don't have medical consultants on the show. This is not St. Elsewhere. They just
Yeah.
spent their budget elsewhere. So
And that's when Lil decides, like, it doesn't matter. This is not her boy. He's not in there anymore. And she's not going to come back. She's like, he's gone.
That's a quick turnaround to the audience because,
Yeah.
you know, before the commercial break, you know, or a minute before the commercial break, he
I
was
know.
fine. And now all of a sudden, he's just not her boy in that bed anymore.
Not anymore. Like, just
Whoa.
writing him off. Like, bye.
We're like,
Does
well,
it-
wait
yep.
a minute.
it is a time jump of only a week.
Right.
It's a week, but like, it's not even, like,
Week
I
is an
didn't even notice
eternity
it was
when
a week
somebody's in a
later. Like, they
coma.
don't say it well enough. Like, it's been a week.
Yeah.
1 week later. One of my favorite parts is like watching SpongeBob with the kids I babysat. Just like the you know, the scene transitions
Yeah.
2 hours later.
Hours later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
love
love it.
SpongeBob. So we got to the office where Mr. Russell Slater has come to see JR.
Mr. Russell Slater.
Oops. Michael Brady's boss shows.
And Sly is like,
Sing drink.
yeah,
Oh, so slowly.
slowly and doing the very subtle.
We're like, is she really going to do
Attention.
that? Not Sly. Is she really going to betray him? Because they really haven't given her a whole lot of story up to this point, like they had a previous secretary.
But it would be a little awkward if Jer had to have Uncle Harry take her out.
We thought Sly was safe because, yeah, she was in the family. She was Harry's niece, or is that right, niece?
Our family friend, I think, but she called him
Right.
uncle.
Yeah.
Calls him uncle.
Yeah. So you feel like she's going to be loyal, and
In the crack of the family. Yeah.
This is disturbing.
But it's putting her against like her actual blood family.
Yeah.
So that makes
Right.
it even.
There's a moral dilemma here.
She is.
Which she could have
Could have
maybe
gone
gone
to
to
JR.
JR and said, Cliff's making these offers to me. What do you think we should do about it? And that's what a really loyal secretary would do, right?
Right.
And then
Yes.
and then JR would come up with a plan and fucking flip over it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That would have muted out a storyline for a few episodes, and it would have.
We have like 29 episodes this season. We
got to stretch
Yeah.
it out here.
Yeah.
And need a little game of cat and mouse to go on.
CBS wants every Friday night.
Just those good old boys.
So then we go back to the hospital, and Donna, like, seems like Ray's just been at the hospital like the whole time, and Donna thinks it's time for him to like spend more time at home because there's nothing
He's
he
like,
can do there.
No, kicking like a steer, like he usually does.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta do something.
Was it? These are all choices on Steve's part. Remember?
But yeah, when we saw him in the previous scene, it started clicking, like Ray or Mickey had said, he didn't want to be kept alive with the machines, and we saw that clicking in his head, and now he's wrestling with the whole idea.
Right.
Outside talk.
Because then that's really hard.
This is also quick.
Another moral dilemma. Yeah.
And then Bobby and Catherine are It looks like, is this Thanksgiving Square?
Maybe.
Again?
Yeah. Saw something similar. Yeah.
Kind of looks like Thanksgiving Square. And it sounds like they've just been spending like every moment together this
For the-
past week.
The whole week. Yeah.
Bobby, red flag. Why are you spending all this time with Catherine?
Because
Her
she's safe. He
ex-wife's
doesn't
sister.
think of her. He doesn't think of her as a romantic
No, he
partner,
doesn't.
so
He-
he feels
like,
like she's
I
safe.
feel like he's stupid.
Yes.
I feel like he's not.
She's not.
Bobby, you are so
Wait,
dumb.
he's a beautiful idiot.
He's been stupid this whole time.
He's always been dumb. He's just a beautiful, beautiful idiot.
Speaking of beautiful people, look who it is that walks up on him.
This is Holly Harwood.
Moonraker.
Can I say that Holly Harwood and Catherine have a whole conversation with their eyes?
Oh my God. Like,
That's
that's what I wrote. Like, they are having the like whole girl conversation silently.
Better back off, bitch.
Like, fuck you, fuck
Right.
you,
But-
my man.
Right.
Who the
And
fuck do you
just-
think you are? All through like gritted teeth and smiles.
And
That's-
Bobby's an idiot and doesn't catch even one bit of it.
Bobby's like,
Yeah. None of that sunk in at all. But Catherine feels like her turf is being trespassed on. She set up all this whole thing, and she's going to reap the rewards. And then, but did she really think that? Did she really think that
There would be nobody else.
nobody
Yeah.
else would read in the papers that, hey, Bobby Ewing is single.
Right.
even Holly's
He's
looking at her
gorgeous.
like, who the hell do you
Who
think
do you think you are?
like?
Yeah.
I was
what?
here earlier.
Yeah,
And she's like, Bobby, you know how I feel about you, and blah blah
I
blah.
made mistakes, but and
You
Catherine's
can
like,
have some dinner and just get to know each other as people, not Harwood Oil,
Mhm.
not Ewing Oil.
he's like, I
Catherine
can
is
use all the
just
friends I
like-
can get, and Catherine's like,
Mother.
While Catherine's claws are
Yeah.
coming out under the table, scratching under the table, making claw marks. But Bobby and Pam are both stupid when it comes to Catherine, because Catherine was by Pam's side, and then the divorce comes through, and Catherine hasn't been anywhere near Pam
Yeah.
since the divorce.
Yeah, she didn't go to
Pam,
the house to help
Pam.
move. She didn't. Yeah, she didn't go.
Yeah,
She's
show up
not
to the
really
party.
that good at
She's-
what she's doing. Just
No.
everybody's stupid.
basically, except Afton.
Except
Is-
Afton. Afton
is not
knows
the stupid
everything. God.
Afton sees everything, but
And nobody
actually,
listens to her.
I feel like Holly has caught on here too.
Well, yeah. Well, because Holly's actually really smart.
Holly's really smart.
I really like Holly Harwood. I totally do.
That's
Legit,
who we
I
need to
think
find
she
and
was
have at a
very-
bothers
convention.
me.
Is
I think
Lois
she was a very nice,
Child.
smart woman who got caught up in a very, very bad game.
Bad
with some
situation.
bad dudes.
And I think she would have been really good with Bobby, honestly.
Oh,
I think they
yeah.
would have been a really good match.
Yeah.
But Bobby has
doubt.
rules.
Bobby
Right.
has
Bobby has
standards
really
of-
stupid rules. Robbie has
Mm.
very
Does he?
stupid.
Almost.
Yes.
For now, he
That
has
he-
rules about.
He has
For now,
rules.
he has rules that he's gonna, whatever.
Doesn't mess
Bobby
around
evolves
with his,
as a person
doesn't
in the
mess
show,
around with
which is good.
I mean, that's
Well, we
understandable.
haven't heard that. We haven't heard that yet. But
Spoil, bleep that. Sorry.
yeah.
That's my first bleep. Yay.
And then we cut to Dallas Memorial, Cold Blue, room 305.
Blue, code blue. Why can't we get in this room? This door is jammed.
Yeah.
Everybody push, push.
She's
push.
like, it's locked, but you can see it opening a little bit.
They're
don't
like, it's
have
like, they're
locks
like,
on-
there's no locks on these doors. Well, I can't get through. Man.
Push.
It's
Push.
opening an inch, but then it keeps closing again. It's
It's
locked.
that-
We don't have locks.
It's Donna's bulldozer on the other side of the door.
You can
Okay.
keep
This
hearing
is-
them. Conversations they're having. What does this monitor say? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
We've
and
only
then,
got a
you know,
minute.
he gets in. Well, they finally get in.
This was the
After
worst
it's-
plan, by the way. The worst plan.
Yeah, it was really dumb.
This thing is unplugged. The respirator is unplugged. No.
Just like when you said the doctor was in and out of there in 35 seconds, this was the fastest elapsed time of death I have ever
Mhm.
witnessed
Yes.
in my life.
Yes, I
Yeah,
had
like
that.
it's like clear, charge him again. Oh, like
Got it. Yeah.
you guys did
For a
not work
little
on him
bit.
at all.
You do it at
No.
least 3 or 4 times.
When I heard the doctor say, "Well, we've done all we could," I was like, "The fuck, you did not."
The whole sequence, yeah. And these
Second.
three last scenes that we had with Mickey, just like,
Yeah.
And all the medical consultants in Hollywood were working on St. Elsewhere, so
yeah.
they could
Dallas
not.
needed to not do medical things because
it
they
feels
didn't know
like
what
they
the hell
should
they're
have
doing.
maybe he goes into the coma this week, and next week they make this decision after
Like,
having
it
some
seems like it's
conversation and
been
dragging out thinking about it.
Right.
And, yeah, but it's
Right,
just like
right.
boom, boom, boom.
there's
Then you
like
have-
29 episodes. Come on, guys. We have time.
You have to pay Timothy Patrick Murphy for another episode.
Let's give Timothy Patrick Murphy all the money. He needs it. He's going to
Yes.
need it. Anyway, we freeze frame on Ray sliding to the ground, crying. And because it's
Lil comes over to him.
right, yes. And it is not JR, so drink twice.
And Seed. Like,
Okay,
Drink
I gave
twice.
this one a 4.5 and some girl I speak.
Yes.
Like a 4.2 thing fancy about this. I do like that Bobby had a great little chat in the office, a little flirty chat that turned back to nothing.
here's to Deb Trinelli.
I like her.
Whom we
Friend of
have
the podcast. I really like this one, and I thought a lot of the scenes were a little bit longer, which gave them more depth. And I really liked that they brought back, and maybe I'm misremembering, but I think that they brought back some of the music from like the second and third seasons that was used that I don't think I've heard yet this year. Maybe it seems like it's been a couple of years since we.
I'm really bad at
heard some of
noticing
this
that.
It's right at the beginning, and then in the scene when it was in the scene where Catherine's scene. It was Bobby when he went into the office and he was clicking the computer and he didn't want to mess with that and he called Catherine. They used some music for it. Anyway, I gave it a 4.7 and a villa in Portofino.
I give this one, what did I say? I did 4.75 bourbons and a DNR. Just let Mickey go already. Why are we dragging this out?
Say shitty doctor work.
Oh, there's a comet in the sky.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sticking with the 4.75 and unplugged respirator. Rest in
Nice.
peace, Mickey Trotter, and a moment.
Mickey
of si-
Trotter and
Silence.
Mickey.
Timothy Patrick Murphy.
Moment of silence.
Awesome. And a quick thank you to a friend of mine from college who messaged me today. I'm going to call her Goth Laura because that's what I called her in college. And thank her because she found in her parents' house a Dallas card game that she's going to send me.
So
Thank you. Thank
I-
you, Goth Laura.
Is it the one with
Sounds
JR on
weird.
the cover of the box?
Yeah.
I think I have 2 of those, maybe.
Very cool.
I have one of them.
Did you see my text? I found those Precious Moments figurines.
No, I didn't see it.
Okay,
Cool.
I
It was,
see
it
if I
was
got a whole
on
box.
Saturday, I think. But yeah, there's, I want to say maybe 6 to 8 in there. I'll have to look.
Wow. Are you sure you want to part with them?
Yes, I think there are a couple of broken ones in there.
That's perfect.
My landlady gave them to me. They need new life. They've just
Okay.
been in the storage unit. I was like, shit, I'll give them to Mary.
Life!
Yeah. I can make them into something cool. Which
Life!
bring up if I have a new store where I'm going to be, where my husband and I are collecting antiques, and I am
cursed
refurbishing a
antiques?
lot of them. Cursed antiques, yes.
Oh,
Got one of those.
And also, I take things that are kind of lame and I try to make them cooler. So I've been taking like figurines like Precious Moments and turning them into other characters. I've made David Lynch and Lana Del Rey and Nancy Thompson from A Nightmare on Elm Street and some others.
Can you do anything with Josh? Can you do anything with Josh? You said take things that are lame and make them.
That's no way to talk
Gotcha.
about. That's no way to talk about Josh Henderson. That's
But I'm just.
The
birthday is
mold of
next
your
week.
face, Josh, and put it on a teddy bear. William.
Anyway,
No. Josh Henderson, I apologize on Brad Mulholland.
anyway, where can they find
I
this?
thought Lana
store?
Del Rey was a city.
They can
but that's
find this
Marina.
on stitchesoddities.com and also on my Stitches Instagram, which is at stitches.oddities.com or not .com, stitches.oddities on Instagram. Please like and follow, and I'm going to have cool stuff. And I'm actually thinking about making some Dallas things. So,
Check out the
Anyway.
Kizom. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Shameless self-promotion. We love it.
Shameless self-promotion because I can, whatever. And check out our website, ewingbbq.com. All right, bye.
See ya. Take care.
I'll come back now, you hear?
Good night.
The Ewing Barbecue Podcast is a Stitches creative production. Produced, edited, and graphic designed by Mary Louise Hutter. That's me. Social media by Josh Eilberg and Brad Mulholland. Our South Fork expert and behind-the-scenes helper is Jana Tim. Please check out our website, ewingbbq.com, for all things Dallas and Ewing barbecue related. Copyright 2024. Sit, Bela Lugosi, sit. Good duck.